Man, listen, I have nothing to say except for a quick prayer. Lord God, please protect me from family members and close friends who might one day lose their sane mind and try to take my life. Because you can probably defend yourself from a stranger. And if you have enemies outside, more than likely you'll know about them. But if it's inside your house, or if it's somebody that's close to you who you've dealt with for years, you probably would never see it coming. Listen, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. And just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, please. And let's get into the story. According to New York Post, it says that a Texas man whose estranged wife refused to get back together shot and killed 4 members of his extended family, including his own 8-year-old niece, before he turned the gun on himself. His name is Alrick Shawn Barrett. He's 46 years old, and he is said to be originally from the island of Jamaica. They said that Alrick opened fire at his mother-in-law's home in Richmond, Texas, at about 7 a.m. on an early Saturday morning after returning his young child from a visit. Fort Bend County Sheriff Eric Fagan said at a news conference following the incident. The suspect wanted to come into the house, and the grandmother allowed him to come into the house. This is what the detective said. The detective also said that the woman had no idea that this was his intent. Now, once he was inside the house, he told his estranged wife, who he was trying to get back, to come back to him, but she refused to, and I'm guessing you can guess why. Right? She probably endured a whole bunch of abuse. To think of it now, somebody so dreadful that could gun down so many people who did nothing to you, really. He might have been abusing his wife all along. She couldn't take it anymore, so she went to go stay at her mama's house with the kids. This man is missing his family. He wants her back, or he wants her back to keep her under his control. Grandma made a mistake this day and said, come on in. I think if it was the wife that was at the door receiving the child after the child had spent time with them, the wife would have said, nah, I don't want you to come in. But grandma answered the door today. You know how grandma is. She just love everybody and she just wish y'all could work it out. Y'all can't work on this marriage and make this marriage work, baby. Do it for the grandkids. The grandbabies deserve some stability in a loving home. Grandma always trying to see good. She said the suspect wanted to come into the house and the grandmother allowed him into the house, but she did not know his intent. Once inside the house, Barrett told his estranged wife, baby, I want to get back with you. I want us to reunite. I want us to go back home and be a family again. She said, no, I'm not doing that. She refused him, prompting this man to pull out his firearm and open fire in the house, killing his spouse, killing her 2 adult siblings, killing her young niece, and then he turned the gun on himself and killed himself. Damn. I guess he was saying that the whole family is holding her back from him, is keeping her over here and is telling her, girl, don't go back to him. It ain't good over there. Let him change first. You know what I mean? And he couldn't take it. So he saw everybody as his enemy. And not only that, he was already hurting because he just got embarrassed in front of everybody. His ego got stroked the wrong way, against the grade, and it didn't feel good. He put his life on the line. He put his chest out Come on home, girl. Let's go make this work. And she said no in front of everybody. And that's when he pulled out and started shooting. That little niece didn't do anything to you, man. Now, deputies responded to the scene on Corey Carner Lane after getting a 911 call from Barrett's 13-year-old nephew. Now, when his 13-year-old nephew called the police, he informed them that he had survived the slaughter by hiding in a closet with a 7-year-old. So this man's intention was to hit up everybody on the scene. But the 13-year-old and the 7-year-old were hidden in a closet. And, he didn't go through searching the house or anything. He just hit whoever was around and then himself. Authorities have not yet released the names of the victims, but a woman who identified herself as the grandmother, Hortense Fullerton, she wrote in the description of a GoFundMe campaign that the unforeseeable violence has claimed the lives of 3 of her 5 children, as well as her youngest grandchild. Damn, that's heavy. A mother loses 3 of her 5 children. That's more than half, right? And then she loses her youngest grandchild in the same situation. Fullerton identified her massacred loved ones as her daughter. She said that's 44-year-old Francia Fullerton, who was Barrett's wife. And then there was 46-year-old Casey Fullerton, who was Francia's brother. That was grandmother's son. And then there was Omar Fullerton, who was 43 years old, another brother, and then her 8-year-old granddaughter, Anaya. The grandmother also revealed that the mass shooting took place as her family gathered to celebrate a baby shower for her youngest daughter. Damn. It is rumored that his wife broke up with him and his wife had began seeing somebody else on the side. I don't know how true this is. And this man kind of felt like the family was egging her on to see somebody else. I don't know if he thought it was her sister that was doing it, because grandma let him in the house and he didn't kill grandma. He actually exercised enough restraint to not kill grandma, but he killed everybody else who was in sight, and grandma was there. Grandma said, "I was so excited to have a full house with some of my kids and my grandbabies. I could have never expected our day of celebration to turn into a day of unimaginable pain and mourning. In just a few minutes, everything was forever changed." Hortense Fullerton, she wrote that her slain daughter, Francia, is now survived by 4 kids who will now have to live without their mother. I don't know if these 4 kids belong to the person who did the shooting. Grandma said there are no words to describe this pain. Fagan said that this is the police officer who did the press conference, Fort Bend County Sheriff Eric Fagan. He said that last January, authorities had actually responded to a disturbance call because of a verbal argument between Barrett and his now estranged wife. So they had been in altercations before where it escalated to the point where police had to be called. Detectives were also still looking into his background though, but as far as now, they have not found any further interaction between the sheriff's office and Barrett. In other words, his record is kind of squeaky clean. But like Grandma said, she never saw this coming, man, and she never thought that this could happen. When she saw him at the door, she thought, you know what? Let him in. We known him for a while. You know, he's the father to grandbabies of mine. He was married to my daughter. They're just separated, and she's staying over here until, you know, it blows over. Hopefully they'll get their relationship back on track. Come on in, man. Come on in. She could have closed the door and said, nah, I don't want you in here. Or she could have said, let me check first and ask my daughter if she is okay with you being let in the house. But she didn't. She opened the door. She let him in. He went straight to his wife. And he asked her, can we get back together, please? Come on, let's go home. She said, no, I'm not going with you. I'm not going with you. And that was all she wrote, Jack. Now, as far as the people who are Jamaican, who are going to say, damn, another one. Hey, man, this type of stuff happens all around the world. The only reason I'm covering this is because I myself, I'm a Jamaican, and I cover stories that have to do with Jamaica, regardless of whatever part of the world it happens in. I must admit, these stories, though, of Jamaican men killing their spouse after they are rejected, they are kind of piling up. They're kind of piling up. So I'm starting to think, like, is this a cultural thing? Like, are we prone to violence and after rejection? You know, we can't take a no. I mean, some of these guys say they are gallus, which means they have more than one or multiple female partners, women, even with their wives. And they don't stress over a female. They just move on to another one. But I don't see that same energy when it's time to actually move on. I see violence happening all the time, right? It's sad. It's sad as hell that this man chose to go out like this. And I know a lot of people are going to say, why you didn't just take yourself out? Why did you take out the little 8-year-old girl? He killed his wife's 2 siblings. He killed his own little niece. The child that he dropped off, he didn't kill that child. And that child must be his child. The 13-year-old that was hiding with the 8-year-old in the closet, they escaped his wrath. Or the 7-year-old in the closet, rather. They escaped his wrath. He killed the 8-year-old. This is sad, man. And men gotta friggin' find a better way to deal with their outburst of emotions. You know, I'm not even making any excuses for this, how this might have happened, why this might have happened. It comes a certain point where you just have to walk away. And if you cannot walk away, run away. If you feel it within your soul that this is what you are about to do, and you find yourself committed to even thinking twice about doing something like this, don't even go around these people, because you might be triggered to actually carry it off like he just did. This is sad. And I feel sorry for every person that is involved. And I feel especially sorry for the 8-year-old that was involved, because that poor 8-year-old had nothing to do with whatever it was that they had going on. Damn. And I also feel very, very sorry for the grandmother, because the grandmother just lost. Imagine being a mom and you just witnessed the murder of 3 of your children. Now you're left with 2. And then you witness the murder at the same time of your youngest grandchild. Y'all know how them good grandmothers are, especially with the youngest grandchild. They get spoiled. They get everything. It's like grandma had a chance to do it all over again and again and again. So the youngest one always gets the more refined, recycled, cooler, funnier, more loving, more calmer grandma. So imagine the attachment to that child and then watching her be slaughtered in this manner. And then imagine the guilt that she feels for being the one to actually open the door and let him in. She could have took that child and said, all right, now we'll see you next week. Nice seeing you. They're in there at a baby shower, man. They are in there at a baby shower. Damn. A baby shower where you're supposed to be celebrating the joys of the coming of a new special gift from God. A new baby. But that's life, ain't it? Joy and pain. Sunshine and rain. And it all goes in one. And you got to take the bitter with the sweet. Damn. I'm going to leave this one right here. I can already probably guess what the outcome of this will be. I'll tell my Jamaican audience this. This is Texas. Where Texas goes big or go home, he for sure as hell is going to get the death penalty. And if he does not get the death penalty, he for triple sure is never going to see another free day outside. If he was taken in alive. But he took his own life. I'm asking what everybody else is asking. Why didn't you just take your own life? Why? Why did you have to take everybody else with you? Wow. My condolences goes out to this family, the surviving members. There's a GoFundMe that's apparently put up. I'll search for the information concerning the GoFundMe. And when I find it, I will pin the information to this article, to this video, so that whoever wants to donate whatever you can to the GoFundMe, then you can go ahead and do so. This is freaking sad. So sad. I'm out. Be careful out there. Peace. Imagine, right, if there was a dating website that connected the entire Caribbean. That means a man from Trinidad could go seeking for a woman in Jamaica. It means, and vice versa, somebody from St. Lucia, Antigua, Barbuda, Grenada, connecting all the Caribbean islands. That means your special person could be in another island, and you could reach out to them through this means. Well, look no further. There is something called Scotch Bonnet and Thyme. I won't say anymore. I'll just play this video and you watch this ad. And then you meet her at Scotch Bonnet and Thyme on time. Check this. Imagine, right,